Hi there. Good evening. It's Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor. Today it's 3:20. It's Friday, end of the week. It's about 7 o'clock, and just want to do my daily recap to see where things are and how the events of today affect you and your ability to get, protect, and enjoy your money, life, and retirement. So let's start off with the biggest thing that's happened in the world today, the health situation. Right now, the U.S. confirmed cases of COVID are well over 13,000. We've had 200 deaths so far, and so far of the 13,600, basically, 17 people have actually recovered. So that's impressive. Right now, there are confirmed cases in all 50 states. Just came over the wires just a few minutes ago, actually, that one of the members of Vice President Pence's staff actually tested positive for COVID. So we'll see what little turnover that does in the White House and what's going on there. Right now, there's stay-at-home orders in New York, California, and Illinois right now, as of tonight, I believe. There are 7 members of a New Jersey family, excuse me, that contracted COVID at a family gathering. Okay, at least 7 members got this virus at a family gathering. 2 of them are actually dead, and 4 of them are in critical condition right now. That's up in Freehold, New Jersey. Wanted to recap that the virus can live up to 9 days on an inanimate surface. So a door handle, okay, a shopping cart, cans in a grocery store. Anything is possible that could have been contaminated. Just again, it's an airborne situation. Somebody coughs, droplets fly out. They travel as many as 12 feet, and anything in there they can affect. And then when you pick these things up, now it's on your hands, and if you're not washing your hands constantly, or you end up touching your face or eyes or your mouth, it's an easy way to get sick. The problem with the virus, obviously, is the incubation period is so long. It's a 14-day incubation period, even before you show any signs or any symptoms at all whatsoever. So that's a problem in that you don't even know that you're sick. You don't even know that you're carrying anything for quite a while, and it gets to be a problem. Talking to the medical experts, a vaccine is at least 12 months out, at least 12 months out. The treatments that were discussed yesterday on the news, the existing treatments of using the malaria treatment, they're not happening anytime soon. There's no testing done for that, and you're still looking at least 6 months to a year for those things to get tested so that you can get some type of reasonable treatment. They just don't know at this point in time. The compassionate use and the right to try for the most critical cases, that's still there. But again, out of 13,000, there are only 200 deaths, which isn't a lot unless you happen to be one of those people. Okay, so even with 200 people, you can't get a good study going. And are they all going to ask for the right to use, right, or a compassionate use, or right to try it? Those things are going to be a problem without a doubt in the world. The age that still affects these people, at first everybody thought it was just senior citizens, old folks like me, and people that have underlying illnesses. Well, as of a couple of days ago, they found, after just a few weeks now, that people aged 20 to 54, when they get sick, 38% of those people are actually hospitalized. And no one ever thought that it was going to affect the population, that younger population, that quickly. Some of the beaches in Florida are finally being shut down, but a lot of them are still open. When that's going to change, I don't know. Personal protective equipment and the hospital bed shortage. Okay. The hospital situation is not yet critical for beds. For personal protective equipment, such as gloves, masks, and gowns, it's considerably more critical. It's so bad that the CDC 2 days ago issued directives for medical personnel to use scarves and bandanas. Okay, here we are in the United States now. This is the year 2020, and we're telling medical professionals to use scarves and bandanas for frontline protection. Some hospitals have asked people to start sewing pieces of cloth inside the hospital to make their own masks. Other hospitals are asking for people to volunteer to make masks outside, bring them in and donate them, and then they'll sterilize them inside. But again, this is the year 2020. And despite what all the politicians say, okay, oh yeah, masks are available, so many of this, so many of that, it's not happening just yet, not by a lot. Okay, there's a real big difference between a politician with optimistic talk and real information. Real information is on the ground, okay, at a local hospital, people getting sick, healthcare workers being told, oh yeah, save that mask for a week. Okay. That's real. Okay, please don't get medical information from any politician. Okay, a lot of this stuff is coming from politicians, and they're painting a rosy picture, trying to put the best spin on things for whatever purpose. But you got to come out and tell people exactly how things really are. If you don't tell them how they are, they don't know, and they can't get adjusted to things. Okay, that routine where you want a test, you can get a test. No, it's not possible. It's simply not possible. Okay, they can say they're getting all these tests. They can say they're getting all these masks and these gloves, but the places that need them don't have them. The city of LA, over 3,000, almost 3 million people, 3.9 million actually people in the city of LA. The city of LA were delivered 200 tests yesterday, only 200 tests. In a city of 3.9 million people. So if you want a test, you cannot get a test. There are doctors that are being sick because they're working with these people on a daily basis, and they can't even get to some doctors can't even get tested. They're just being told to stay home. The Defense Production Act that was signed 2 days ago by the president being touted, oh, we got this under control, we can do all these things. The Defense Production Act does a lot of things, but it doesn't do anything if you just sign it and put it on a shelf. It empowers the federal government to direct individual manufacturers to change their manufacturing over to other things. It was used in World War II, and Ford went from cars to planes and in record time. But even if it was actually implemented, the factories still need time to retool. And so you're still talking a month, 2, 3 months before you're getting any results coming out. Assuming that somebody actually uses that act. Right now it's just signed, it's just sitting there, it's not being used. So that's not really going to help anybody at all. Now, they're still talking about a bailout. Right now, they're on basically the third round, and it could be as high as $2 trillion. $2 trillion. A lot of it's still going to go to companies. They're trying to put a pretty face on that and saying, oh yeah, we don't want stock buybacks, but let's see what happens when it gets conditioned, if it actually gets conditioned that far. The companies need money, but they need money to keep the employees on board. And if you're shut down, locked in place, like in 3 states, it's not a happy picture. Okay, how long can companies do that? And if you're a smaller company, small contractor, mom and pop operation, small restaurant, local bar, local gym, okay, most of these places are all shut down. You can't get into them, and if you did, there's nobody there anyway. All in all, it's not really a great situation, obviously. What else is going on here today? 4 senators was really interesting today. 4 senators, 3 Republicans, 1 Democrat, were accused of dumping stocks after they got official intel from an inside briefing in January. And because of that, they were able to dump certain stocks they had before the COVID virus made the news big time and before the market dropped out. So 3 Republicans, 1 Democrat right now accused of dumping stocks after an official intel briefing in January. And they made millions on this, dude. Without a doubt in the world, made millions. Okay. You and I, you're out of the loop. What a surprise. What's going on in the markets today? Well, the market was today was again down 913 points. That's still at 2017 levels. It was a 17% drop for the week. 17% drop in the market for a week. From its January or a February high from February 13th, it dropped 32%. 32% in basically 4 months. And I told you what happened yesterday. Okay, from 2008 to 2017, or 2008 to 2017, when Obama was in office, it was a slow climb up out of the 2008 disaster. Trump comes into office, picks up on what was going on already. Market still continues to climb up, okay, up until February of 2017 or February 13. Okay, it did phenomenal things, all-time highs as of February 13, and then bang, boom, 32% drop in 4 weeks. Again, it's a slow climb up the cliff. But once you get up there, it's just one step off, boom, and it's down. And it's not anybody's fault in particular. It wasn't Obama's fault that the market crashed in 2008. He picked it up from Bush. It wasn't Trump's fault that it crashed now. But there's a certain reality in the stock market and in the world, okay, that affects the stock market. Every 7 to 10 years, things just happen. Okay, sometimes there's a financial crisis, sometimes there's an underlying thing, sometimes there's a tech bubble that happened in 2001. Okay, right now there was a virus situation. Could have been seen? Maybe. Okay, there are reports, I haven't researched them yet, I'll go do some more research on that later on today, and I'll have that for you tomorrow, that they may have done studies on this. The government may have done a wartime simulation on this last year and told people to bury the report. I'm going to check into that, though. If that's the case, then lo and behold, the government knew a year ago that this was a real possibility. And people in healthcare, in virology, this has been their biggest concern for the last 10 years. It wasn't a nuclear war. It was a biological agent like this. Some type of virus situation, a pandemic that takes over the world. This has been their concern for the last 10 years. Well, it's here now. And again, every 7 to 10 years, something happens, and it causes the market to drop out. And here we are today. It's dropped out big time. Now, cattle has dropped 30%. What a surprise. Since January, restaurants are closed or closing. Okay. Nobody's buying burgers these days. If you happen to go to the store, chances are the beef prices are down, or they should be. Oil dropped 61% from the first week of January. 61% drop in oil. Chances are gasoline price could be dropping down sometime soon because nobody's traveling anywhere. No. So we covered the health situation. We covered the politics. We covered the markets. But how does all this actually affect you? Well, Goldman Sachs, just today, predicted for this week unemployment claims to hit 2.25 million. 2.25 million unemployment claims is what Goldman Sachs is predicting for this week alone. Okay. The state of California, they normally have maybe 2,000 claims a day for unemployment. Yesterday, 80,000 claims, according to the governor. We don't just pull these things from the air. We source these things out. Okay, healthcare workers, understand, healthcare workers can't social distance. They can stay at home up to the point where they have to go to work. They have to take care of you. Should somebody get sick, you go to the hospital or a pre-screening area, then get admitted to the hospital, somebody has to take care of you. They're in relatively close physical contact with you. If they don't have protective equipment, okay, no face gloves, gowns, face masks, they have problems. They're exposed to you on a constant basis. They're exposed to all the sick people, obviously, on a constant basis. They are at more risk than anyone else is. Okay? And if one of these people gets sick and is taken out, that's 15, 20, 30, 40 people they can't take care of, which really compounds the problem. So if you know anybody in healthcare, be nice to them. Give them a break. Okay? It's never any fun if you end up getting sick and you're in a hospital and you sit there in ER for 5, 6, 8 hours on the ER stretchers because they're terribly uncomfortable. It's only at 2 inches worth of pad on a steel bed there. It's no fun. But these people are putting their lives at risk trying to take care of you. Understand that. Okay. What else is going on here? Taxes. The announcement was made today, but I picked it up yesterday. That, taxes are due on 4/15. Everybody knew that. However, today the press finally got the notice that, oh yeah, the payments won't be due until July. Okay, up to $1 million. That's a big plus, but still, what do you do then? Okay, most public gatherings have still been shut down: bars, restaurants, gyms. All that stuff has been either restricted or closed completely at this point in time. How long? Probably at least 2 weeks at an absolute minimum. Some people have said this can go on as far as 2 or 3 months. Understand, we're at the beginning of the problem. Just the beginning of the problem. We understand the problem. Oh yeah, COVID-19, it came over. Everybody's infected. 50 states, all that's very good. It's not really good at all, but 50 states, everybody got something in each of the 50 states. But because we're so far behind with getting testing out, no one knows what the actual numbers are. Okay, and again, this is a federal government response. The federal government is responsible for certain things. This is one of those things. Okay. You, as an individual, are not expected to protect yourself from a war. You're not expected to protect yourself from a pandemic. There are things you can do, and you should be doing, but this is the federal government's job. Okay, this is what we have supposed leadership for. Okay, they fell down on the job for whatever reason. Okay, test kits are still not out there. You're hearing all these rosy predictions. Oh, all these things are ordered, but I don't care what's ordered. They're not where they belong. They're not where they're needed at this point in time. People can't get tested. Okay, so you have to stay inside. You really do. If your community, and I'm right outside of Philadelphia right now, we haven't been shut down, but the governor has made some moves to keep non-essential people off the streets. What do? You got to stay inside as much as possible. Even family gatherings at this point in time, you don't know who your family members have been in contact with over the last 14, 15 days or so. So you are at risk without a doubt in the world. Okay, now you're home. You're with the kids. Okay, if you have kids or you have grandkids, they got dumped at your place, possibly. Okay, what do you do with the kids? Well, if you're around at 7:30, Dr. Terry, my wife, does a nighttime reading of children's stories. That's great, but it's only for half an hour or so. What do you do the rest of the day? Education things have pretty much stopped. Schools are pretty much all shut down. They're not sending materials home that we're going to do telelearning. That's not happening because of the inequality involved with that. A number of students in inner city situations simply do not have internet access. Some of these students are going to school for their breakfast and their lunch. There is no telecommuting at this point in time for students. Higher ed students, probably not a problem. But grade school kids, okay, that's not happening. Are the schools eventually going to mail some stuff out? Possibly, I don't know. But you can't count on it, so you have to do something to amuse the kids. While all this is going on, you're still stressed out because you don't know what's happening with your job situation, whether you're going to have a job or not. If you do, if you have any money coming in or not. Okay. There's a higher end group of people. Again, you've got people in different stratuses here. You got the lower end people that were having problems. They were paycheck to paycheck to begin with. Okay. This has just set them off immediately. Okay. You've got middle class people that were still paycheck to paycheck, but they had a little bit of cash reserve. Well, that's going to get burned up relatively quickly. You've got higher end middle class folks that have cash reserve plus some serious savings. They'll probably do okay for 2 or 3 months, but they're still concerned because their lifestyle has changed. You've got senior citizens that when they were 50 plus, they were thinking a year ago, I'm going to retire. They can't retire now. So now when you have some quiet time, you have to try and maintain your own sanity about these situations. Yes, it's bad. Yes, it's actually going to get worse before it gets better. Chances are you're going to survive. What do you do right now? Okay. Good thing to do when you have some quiet time is to look at your retirement situations. Look at your plan A. Your plan A just fell apart. Through no fault of your own, your plan A just fell apart. So what do you do for a plan B? Well, sometimes things are available. I help people with a plan B. Okay. I can't help everybody. It's not the plan B that I have wasn't designed for that. It wasn't designed for everybody, but I can help some people. And you can go to drrousenow.com and log on, take a peek, and see if it'll work for you. I can't promise you're going to get into the program because, again, it's something I do in my retirement to amuse myself, and I try and help out as much as I can. But I don't want a job. I don't want thousands and thousands of people in this program. I can't handle those numbers of people. Okay, it's just something I do to try and help pass things along. I got an email from the student the other day. It was rather interesting, actually yesterday. And he said, "Thanks, Dr. Rouse. Thank God I found you when I did. Since February 27, I profited $1,975. The system works great. I wasn't even paying attention to the markets, just the signals that you laid out. Thanks again, Dave." Now, not everybody gets results like that. Not everybody tells me about their results. But if Dave did what he was supposed to do, and it sounds like he did, okay, he only had a $5,000 account to begin with. From February 27th to today, March 20th, he's up $1,900. That's 39%. That's a 39% increase in his account in the same period of time that the market is dropping over 30%. Now, if he did what he was supposed to do, chances are he was only in the market for a maximum of 4 days and only risked maybe 2 to 5% of his account at any point in time while he was doing that actual trading. So if that is of interest to you, take a peek at the website, drrousenow.com, and maybe I can help you, maybe I can't. All in all, the states and the cities are acting exceptionally responsible. Okay. They're doing what they need to do. They're telling people to stay home. They're closing public gatherings. They've shut things down. Again, you've got New York, California, and right now Illinois, as of later on tonight. Okay. Cities are doing a great job. New York City, tons of people in there. Okay, real hot spot, and they're pretty much shutting things down. Is it going to last for 2 weeks? Maybe longer. But they're acting responsibly. People are starting to pull together. I was concerned that because of all the stress and all the mob mentality that goes on, that there would be more problems. On an individual level, people are doing okay. They really are. Mentally, they're still doing okay. Okay. People in the city of Paris, in Italy, in towns in Boston, actually, they're singing Sweet Caroline, okay, from their windows. So people are pulling together. It could be a very interesting experience, and you're going to see some real good that people do. Again, the bottom is not here yet. Okay, we're not even close because we haven't defined what the problem is yet. However, everybody is going to get through this. Okay, not 100%, but it'll be a growing experience. So again, do what you can do. Sit back, take some quiet time, assess your life. What type of life things do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish with your life? Now's a good time to spend some time thinking about those things so that when you get out in the rest of the world again, that you're more focused on what's actually important to you instead of the little things along the way. As long as you have a higher purpose, you'll do fine because the higher purpose will guide you through times like this. So thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to researching a few more things and getting back with you tomorrow. And again, I'm on daily for the next foreseeable future anyway, around 7 o'clock at night. I'm here on Facebook, The Real Money Doctor on Facebook. I'm going to try and get this over to my YouTube channel, which is also The Real Money Doctor on YouTube. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, private message me, email me. I'll take a peek at things, see if I can answer something for you, see if I can do some research for you, and I'll answer it if I can. But for now, Be safe. Thank you.